Hey YouTube, DunceTheDoctor here, and I'm back with another video. In this video, I wanted to discuss a video put out by a Call of Duty YouTuber who might be my favorite COD YouTuber right now. He goes by the name of Blame Truth, the Codfather, the Supreme Platinum Alpha Male, the greatest man who ever lived, blah 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 blah. I actually find him really funny though. Uh he a lot of the videos he makes about Modern Warfare are kind of ring true to me. I do have a lot of the same problems as he does with the game. However, I do still play it, and overall I think I enjoy the game more than he does. But he made a video that I recently that I just flat out disagree with, and I wanted to discuss why, and kind of share. I felt like it was important to put out this video because I think some of the arguments he makes are kind of dangerous if like everybody starts thinking that way. It was about the the recent Activision investors call that just happened about, and it was about how Modern Warfare made saw a double-digit percentage of in growth over its microtransactions over Black Ops 4. Well, I think they were comparing it to this time last year for Black Ops 4. Anyways, he says he can't understand why people buy microtransactions in Modern Warfare. Calls calls basically the whole Modern Warfare community a bunch of idiots. He said in the past that if you are good at Modern Warfare, you're a bad player, etc., etc. I don't really agree with that. I do play the game. He does not, but I respect, his decision to not play the game. If I wouldn't play a game that I hate as much as if I hated Modern Warfare as much as he did or does, I wouldn't play it. So I respect his decision, but I don't understand why he has a bone to pick with the people who buy microtransactions in Modern Warfare, because basically his argument is that he bought microtransactions in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4 because he wanted guns, because if you know, guns were a thing. They were in the loot pool in Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. They're not in Modern Warfare, and so but he would never have dropped all the money that he did if he couldn't justify, if he wasn't a YouTuber who can write all those expenses off on his taxes. So at this point, I could just kind of like rest my case. But I want to just explain the whole point of microtransactions is that it's not supposed to they're not supposed to change the game. They're not supposed to be game changing whatsoever. They're not supposed to give you any kind of competitive advantage. That's what we've been complaining about for so long, is that they've been putting guns in the loot pool and providing not even a direct path to purchase them for the longest time. And they finally are with Modern Warfare having a I think both you can purchase up to the tier that the gun is in, or you can play and earn the gun in you can earn the gun in the battle pass, and in the newest gun, the crossbow, can be earned through completing a semi tedious challenge, but it is still a challenge and it is still a free gun. And so that's what I really don't understand, is he's complaining that the system that is not rigged is making Activision more money. That I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand buying microtransactions. Personally, I'm just like him. I would only I bought some in Black Ops 4 because actually I might have bought some skins, some camos, but nothing crazy. I didn't spend more than like $10 in total on that stuff. So I really don't understand the logic. that he has that, oh, I dropped a couple of $100 on Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. He admits that those systems were broken, right? Um, but he has a problem with people spending money on stuff that doesn't affect anybody. Yeah, there's those cash cows that will drop money on microtransactions in pretty much any game, and that's what I've been, saying forever. And Activision was too afraid that their, skins and camos weren't compelling enough. So they had to hide away the guns in the loot pool in order to, convince what they thought what they thought they needed to do is put the guns in the loot pool, because that's the most desirable thing. Most people would say that, game changing things are the most desirable loot, because it shouldn't even be loot, right? And so they would put the guns in the loot pool in order to get people who like me, like I said I spent maybe $10 on skins. Okay. If I had a little bit worse willpower, I know that there's definitely guns in that game that I don't have. I don't think I have any. Maybe one DLC gun. I think I got one from a loot box from reserves. One. And that's because they've put in so many DLC guns at this point. Never got anything in Black Ops 3. So, yeah, it's that was honestly the number one thing killing my love for Call of Duty. I've been playing since Modern Warfare 2. They finally fixed that. Yeah, then they added strict skill-based matchmaking. That is my biggest problem with Modern Warfare. Bash the skill-based matchmaking, the doors, the slow gameplay, all you like. I don't have a huge problem with doors. I guess I'd prefer if they weren't in the multiplayer, but honestly, by far my biggest problem with that game is the strict skill-based matchmaking. The overall, I guess, vibe of the game isn't as fun per se as as the old Modern Warfares, maybe the Black Ops games. The battle pass is pretty grindy. Ideally, I wish we'd actually, honestly, I think the World War II system was the best. I know I'm kind of backtracking, but the guns were very, very, very easy to get in loot boxes. It wasn't perfect. If there was a direct way to earn them, then overall that would be the best thing. But there's not. And so if that, but it was fun. I can see the side of having loot boxes, making it fun. Because you don't know what you're getting. So it's like rolling dice, gambling. It kind of triggers a whole different part of your brain. Whereas with Modern Warfare, it's just grinding, doing these intense and pretty damn hard challenges for, stuff that's overall not as exciting besides the guns, of course. But the variants, whatever. There's not really that many cool new camos. I don't think there's any DLC camos in the game yet. I could be wrong, but yeah, that's one thing that Black Ops 4 knocked it out of the park on. So I can kind of see both sides of the coin, but in that respect. But Activision, has proven time and time again that if you put loot boxes in, there's gonna eventually be guns in those loot boxes. They can't help themselves. They just can't. For whatever reason. It sucks. We're left with a, slightly grindy system in Modern Warfare, slightly boring system, but at least we get the guns for free. And that's the most important thing to me, I think to the whole community by far. Again, no disrespect at all to Blame Truth. I love his videos. I will continue to watch him. I hope he sees my video. I doubt it though. But I'll leave him a comment, update you guys if he responds. And yeah, I'd love to see what he, I don't know if he's considered these points or not. He seems kind of just he seems kind of just, he's getting really angry. I'm kind of getting worried, low key worried about the guy. As far as just how passionate he is about the it's good to be passionate, but honestly, I'm like right there with him in how I have an unhealthy relationship with the Call of Duty franchise myself. It's kind of killed um my desire to play any other games ever since I got into the Call of Duty franchise like 10 years ago. So um I get it. I get it, Blame Truth. I hope I can um make the some light of the microtransactions. Um and I hope this can maybe change your mind into thinking that they're not going to kill the series. Yeah, the watch that shows your death, that's really stupid. I'm really surprised Infinity Ward hasn't done anything about that. I suspect they will at some point. I don't know why we can't just turn on the death counter. That's one thing. I'm really surprised about it. I don't think I think it's a little bit too premature to say that they're gonna start putting, you know, map voting behind a paywall and stuff like that. But we'll see. I don't think, again, I don't really think that's gonna happen. I think it's a little too far fetched to start speculating about things like that. But um, yeah, I'm hopeful that they will change their ways, at least for their next game, or that Treyarch will um, kind of rectify some of these things in their game. So this game is about like bringing in new players, maybe in the new Modern Warfare 2 that comes out presumably in 2021. Infinity Ward will be more focused on growing that their newfound player base, and maybe add some of those features like the UAV, tone down the skill based matchmaking, etc. But if not, it sucks. It really does. But as far as the microtransactions, I think Blame Truth is kind of barking up the wrong tree in that one. I've always said if somebody wants to buy a $20 skin, let them. I'm not getting dicked on any harder by these cash cows buying their $20 skins. They're not buying themselves any kind of competitive advantage, so who gives a shit? So that's about all I had to say in this video. If you agree with me, leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe for more content like this if you enjoyed it, and peace out.